Hi, I'm Lilia Nazarova, and when I think of Maggie, one random memory always comes to mind. It was sophomore year at a birthday brunch, and I was patiently waiting to scarf down my food when suddenly, like a flash, Maggie ran through the door in her cross-country uniform headed for the back of the restaurant. When she came out, she was dressed for brunch and slipped casually into her seat. Almost everyone I've talked to didn't see this happen. How could they? Maggie had sat perfect and poised as always, and not as if she had just ran practice in the cold December weather. Perfect and poised are two great words for Maggie, but she's also a lot more. Maggie is an avid reader, fearless honor council president, talented runner, incredible friend, and was once claimed by Mr. Sohn to be the smartest math student in our class. I feel very lucky to know Maggie and can't wait to listen to her this morning, so please give it up for Margaret Sylvia Kustoff.
Sometime last October, I found myself sitting in my proofs class listening to a very passionate conversation that our entire class was having. This conversation was in response to a question that Mr. Sohn had asked us at the beginning of class. It was not a math question, as you might think at first, but rather a more urgent question. If you could choose from any of these options, what superpower would you want to have? While the options of available superpowers varied from the ability to fall asleep instantly, read other people's minds, or instantly travel within a certain radius, I found myself desiring a superpower that I have longed to have for many years: time travel. In fact, for several years, I have wanted to time travel to this very day, or rather the moment right after this, the moment after I'd finally given my own senior speech, a task I've been worried about ever since I was in 5th grade. On the day I came to chapel and listened to the very first senior speech I had ever heard, I remember dreading the fact that I, too, would someday have to come up to the podium and deliver my very own senior speech. To my 5th grade self, I thought that the seniors shared their wise words with such confidence in front of so many people, something I thought that I would never be able to do. After eventually coming to terms with the realization that I would inevitably have to come up and give my own senior speech, my 5th grade self came up with a plan so that I would be prepared when the time came around my senior year. The first step of my senior speech plan was to come up with a list of topics over the next few years to help with the hardest part, which was coming up with the topic of my speech. Next, I planned to have my idea chosen and speech written out during my junior year so that I would have a whole year of practice before my big day came. While I thought this plan ensured that I would be ready by the time I was to give my own speech, my plan did not quite work out the way I had once hoped. While I did not write this speech a whole year in advance as I once thought I would have, I did in fact keep a running list of speech ideas in the notes app of my phone whenever an idea came to mind, which has resulted in over 50 random topics I thought might have potential. While most of these ideas are not very great, when I occasionally go back to look over the list of quotes I like, fond memories I have, or life lessons I've encountered over the years, I am reminded of some of my favorite memories dating back to 5th grade. Just like with my senior speech, there have been several other times in my life when I have wanted to skip forward to an upcoming event. Whether there is something exciting in the future that I'm looking forward to, or something challenging, I always find myself wanting to skip the boring time in between when I'm forced to wait until the big day comes. Unfortunately, while I have not been able to time travel past these difficult waiting moments, I have learned that sometimes equally important unexpected moments happen in between, moments I would have missed if I was actually able to time travel. When I do find myself wanting to skip the countdown to an upcoming event, whether it is because I'm excited or nervous about it, I take the time to sit down and write a letter to my future self at the time of the event, similar to the letters that seniors receive from the ones they wrote at the beginning of freshman year. After some time has passed and I've rediscovered these letters, I am reminded of all the memories between the time I wrote the letters and times that I reread it. These are memories that I would have missed if I were able to time travel. So, while I still struggle with wanting to skip the seemingly boring times to reach the more exciting moments I look forward to, I have learned that sometimes the best moments are the unexpected ones. Thank you.